It's Saturday evening. It's time to talk about the very best comic books in the entire world, and it ain't going to be a long talk with our good friend Drew.
Hey, Wes. It's college football Saturday. IU is playing Illinois tonight. But before that, let's talk about the best comics of the week.
Well, as I said, it'll be a short conversation because there weren't a lot of great comic books. We've only got 3 to recommend, but there was a lot. And I do mean a lot of very, very bad comic books. A couple of them that we wanted to just mention before we got to the good stuff. If you're reading New Avengers from Sam Humphries, you get to issue number 4 here. It hasn't been the worst thing that Sam Humphries has ever done in his career, but it's nothing really to write home about. But we get to this moment, there's Black Widow, there's Bucky kind of making out, somebody walks in on him, and we get the reveal from Clea Strange that apparently Doctor Strange is a cuck, and they're in an open relationship. Why this is even in the book, I have no idea. Doctor Strange isn't even in the book. But they decided to take that moment to have a little joke to make Stephen Strange a cuck.
I was reading this, and I seriously thought this was written in 2016. I thought you punked me or something with this book. I have fundamental problems and serious problems with this book. I mean, there's a lot of Slay Queen, girls getting it done crap, belittling every male character, and everyone talking like a 16-year-old girl on Blue Sky. In the action here, there are horrible imitations of action. And the art, it's absolutely horrendous. I mean, this comic was unreadable, Wes. And now, don't get me wrong, what was said about Doctor Strange was bad and unfunny, but what was done to Prince Namor, the Submariner, in this, I was absolutely pissed in this. Prince Namor, let's get the Submariner. He is one of the strongest characters in the Marvel Universe. He goes toe-to-toe with the Hulk on several occasions. But I guess he's not strong enough for X-23 and her Slay Queen strength. It is absolutely laughably bad. And look, if you want to have an all Avengers girl team with X-23, Clea, and Black Widow, look, fine, go right ahead. That's all for you. Write a half-baked series that insults the audience's intelligence. Go for it. But me, you, others, people who are literate, who can read, who can think critically, we're not going to be reading this. This is crap. And shame on Sam Humphries and the artist of this book. It is absolutely horrendous. This is an embarrassment.
Absolutely, but it wasn't just a Marvel problem this week. DC had another book that I thought was interesting. Krypto, the Last Dog of Krypton, or whatever it is, number 4. This is from Ryan North. And we see Krypto, he finds a new little buddy. It's a little brown puppy. They're going out and doing stuff. All of a sudden, there's like a Brainiac armor, and they just kill the dog. As far as I could tell by the fucking covers and the name of the book and everything, this is supposed to be an all-ages comic book. Why do we have a Doggy Snuff comic?
That's a great question. What the hell was this? I mean, this was effing depressing. This wasn't entertaining. This wasn't fun. This wasn't funny. It was depressing. It seems like Ryan North tried to do a half-assed attempt of Where the Red Fern Grows, and he just failed epically at it. I mean, even as a fan of the character Krypto, I would never recommend this to anyone. And how this ends, what the hell was that? And this is just more proof that Ryan North is just a terrible mainstream comic book writer and just needs to go do young adult crap for Scholastic. Just go away. I mean, Fantastic Four, bad. One World Under Doom, worse. Krypto, I don't know what the hell this is or who this is for.
Yeah, and this is supposed to be coming out and tying in. Obviously, you got the big Superman movie. And nobody that watches Superman and loved Krypto in that movie wants to see this comic book. It's awful.
That's the audience you're trying to get for this book. It's going to fail horribly because this is just straight up depressing.
No doubt about it. And it was kind of wall-to-wall depressing when it came to Marvel and DC books, although we have one DC book worth recommending, but we don't have a lot of indies either. It was kind of a small indie week, but we'll tell you the 3 books we think you should read. Starting out with G.I. Joe number 11, Josh Williamson writing, Andrea Milana on art. The conclusion of the Girls Weekend in Paris story arc, I guess, with Baroness and CoverGirl fighting off against Major Blood and Raptor. Very, very cool stuff there. We've also got more happenings when it comes to Clutch and Hound, and now Risk in that, discovering these Energon supplies with the Cobra Commander. More issues between Cobra Commander and Destro. I quite enjoyed this one. In fact, I'll say it's my pick of the week on a very, very bad week, but this was a whole lot of fun, and I'm wanting more Clutch and Hound.
You beat me to it, Wes. This was my pick of the week as well. This series continues to give me everything I want in a comic. Terrific pacing, well-written characters, outstanding action, and a constant expanding and building of the universe. The fights between Raptor and CoverGirl, Baroness and Major Blood are outstanding. Someone's going to get Kill Bill 2'd in this issue. I'm not going to say who. You got to read to find out. The segment with Hound and Clutch and Risk, I flippin' loved it. Hound laying waste to the Cobra soldiers and discovering diluted Energon is amazing. And Cobra Commander and Destro, hell yes, I love it. It's kind of like the smaller portion of the book, but that's a lot. I want to see more about what's going on with that. Look, if you're reading Krypto or the new Secret Slay Queen Avengers and you're not reading this, do yourself a favor. Fix yourself. Pick up G.I. Joe number 11. This is a series and a creative team that will not insult your intelligence.
And you also get the debut of the new Night Force. That was absolutely amazing. 3 awesome original Joe characters back. Also going to recommend Battle Beast number 5, Robert Kirkman writing Otley on art. And we get the backstory or the origin story of Salak, the prince that was stuck in the Colossus's stomach for all those years. How did he get there? How did he survive? All of it explained in this comic book. It was pretty interesting seeing the man that he was, knowing the man that he's going to have to become if they want to be able to take down the Juggernaut, even with Battle Beast. And there's a great moment where Battle Beast is explaining why he wants to die. One of the most humanizing things I've ever seen from a character. He wants to die because he has this overwhelming sense of rage and wanting to kill everything. And if he doesn't, he knows one day he's going to snap.
Reading this issue, reflecting upon it, and comparing it, trying to compare it to other books. This is Robert Kirkman's Conan, pretty much. This is him telling his own Conan story. And hey, that's never a bad thing. I mean, we get Prince Salak's origin and how much of a sniveling weasel he was as a ruler, just kind of kicking things down the road. Yeah, don't worry about it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine. And Battle Beast just ready to fight. I legitimately laughed quite a bit during this issue. This was a fun build-up issue leading into the next issue, which should be one hell of a great fight between Battle Beast and Juggernaut. I hope so. It's great to see Ryan Otley having fun, and I feel more and more comfortable for Transformers with Kirkman at the helm after reading comics like this. This has slowly and gradually turned into one of my favorite series after a rather dubious start. I mean, strong recommend for Battle Beast.
I liked it from the very beginning, but I am feeling silly for never having gone back and read Invincible at this point. I know I haven't read it all yet, but I feel like I probably should. I should also be recommending a Marvel book right now, but I've got nothing for you.
Got nothing. It's a week.
Yes. They put out 17 books, and all the ones I read were basically bad. But there is a DC comic book to recommend. The Batman, Second Night, number 1, Dan Jurgens writing, Mike Perkins on art, a sequel to the Depression-era Batman series that we got maybe a year or two ago. The exact same creative team. I love the art from Mike Perkins. I feel like he 100% identifies and gives you the era where these characters are supposed to be taking place. And I really enjoy what Dan Jurgens is kind of building out here with this new kind of alternate take on Batman during the Depression. We get some pretty cool stuff with the Hangman, but the real showstopper, in my opinion, in this comic book is Scarecrow. If you like old school Scarecrow, this is going to be the Scarecrow that you like. There's a great action sequence involving the kidnapping of Jim Gordon. We get a bunch of the characters that were introduced in the very first story arc. We also get the arrival of a Metropolis character, and I think it ends up being really, really good.
Yeah, it does. So the first series overall, upon rereading it, there were some pacing issues. But now when it comes to this issue, look, it's an absolutely beautiful book and arguably the most beautiful book this week. Mike Perkins kicks butt once again. But there are some pacing issues with this book. It's a long issue. It's an oversized, like almost 60 pages, I think. So there is that going on with it. But I do love the mass killer in this book. He was introduced, the Hangman. He's great. The introduction of the Scarecrow in this world, it's awesome. And a certain reporter, it's all fun. But the pacing is a little off. I felt it was a little too long. And that's my one real critique of this issue. Other than that, it's a strong recommend. Honestly, get this for the Mike Perkins art alone. He puts the clowns at Marvel, including Thiago Palma, to shame. And Dan Jurgens, the dialogue for this time period, it is great. And I hope we get to see more of an expansion upon this universe, because I would love to see a Superman in this Depression era, Gotham City or Metropolis. Yeah, strong recommend for Batman the Second Night.
Very, very good comic book. If you haven't read the original series by Dan Jurgens and Mike Perkins, I would check that out as well. If you're looking for more comic book reviews, and this week it's a lot of negative, but you want to hear the knots and the hots, you do need the Hot or Not podcast on Thinking Critical Patreon as well as channel memberships. If you haven't checked it out, there are links in the video description. Hope to see you there very, very soon.